Sometimes the answers we look for in life come from the person we used to be. This is the story of a girl who discovered hope, courage, and strength, not from the world around her, but from the letters she wrote to her future self. And those letters changed her life in ways she never imagined. There was a girl named Mira, quiet, thoughtful, the kind of person people noticed only when she wasn't there. She lived in a small town, surrounded by mountains that always seemed to whisper something she didn't yet understand. Mira was 14 when the story really began. It was a time when she felt lost, like her life was happening around her, not with her. Her father had recently lost his job. Her mother worked double shifts, and Mira felt invisible even in her own home. One rainy evening, while cleaning her room, she found something. An old notebook with a faded cover. Inside the first page, in her own handwriting from childhood, it said, "For the future, Mira, in case you ever forget who you are." She stared at those words. Her younger self had written that. A version of her who believed in magic, hope, and dreams. Mira whispered, "Maybe you knew something I don't." That night, she wrote her first letter. "Dear future Mira, I don't know where you will be when you read this, but I hope you are stronger than I feel right now. I hope you didn't give up. I hope you remember that you wanted a life that mattered." She folded the paper, placed it in the notebook, and closed it. Then something strange happened. For the first time in months, she slept peacefully. Days passed, and Mira continued to write. Not every day, but whenever she felt lost, whenever she wanted to run away, whenever she needed someone to understand her. The notebook became a friend who listened without judgment. She wrote letters about her fears, her family's struggles, feeling lonely at school, her fear of failing, her desire to be loved, but she also wrote about her dreams, becoming an artist, traveling, making her own money, becoming confident. And slowly, the letters changed tone, because writing to her future self didn't just help her express pain, it made her imagine a future where she survived, a future where she became stronger, and imagining that future made her believe it was possible. One afternoon, her school announced a small art competition. The winner's painting would be displayed in the city gallery. Mira wanted to enter. She could feel something inside her whispering, "Try, just try." But then fear spoke louder. "What if you fail? What if everyone laughs?" She opened her notebook. The latest letter she had written ended with, "Future Mira, please be brave for me." She read it over and over. For the first time, she felt like her future self was answering back. And she entered the competition. She didn't win first place. She didn't win second place either. She got third place, a small ribbon and her name written on a board. But when she held that ribbon, it felt like holding a piece of her future. But life doesn't stay soft forever. Her father couldn't find work. Bills kept coming. Arguments filled the house. Mira felt the pressure like a heavy coat she couldn't take off. One night, she heard her parents whispering about selling the house. She ran into her room, locked the door, and cried into her pillow. That night, she didn't want to write a letter, but she opened the notebook anyway. Her hand shook as she wrote, "Dear future Mira, I hope you're okay. I hope you're safe. Because right now, everything feels like it's falling apart." She closed the book and placed it under her pillow. She didn't know it yet, but this letter would not be opened for years. Mira grew up. Not suddenly, not magically, but slowly, like sunlight returning after winter. She took small jobs, tutored younger kids, helped her family pay small expenses, finished school, left for college with borrowed money and a heavy heart. But she kept the notebook. Whenever life scared her, she wrote. Whenever she succeeded, she wrote. Whenever she needed a reminder of who she was becoming, she wrote. The letters became her map. Years passed. Mira was now 22. Studying graphic design, living alone in a tiny apartment with leaky windows and cheap furniture. One night after a long, exhausting day, she found the old notebook at the bottom of her drawer. She flipped through it, smiling at some pages, crying at others. And then she found it. The letter she had written on the night she heard her parents talking about, selling the house. She read it slowly. "Dear future Mira, I hope you're okay. I hope you're safe. Because right now, everything feels like it's falling apart." Her breath broke. Because she was okay now. She was safe. Life wasn't perfect, But she had survived everything the younger Mira was scared of. She whispered, "I made it. I made it for you." The next morning, Mira woke with a fire in her chest, a feeling she hadn't felt in a long time. She decided to apply for a big art internship. It was competitive, intimidating, and way above her comfort zone. But she filled the form anyway, because writing letters to her future self had taught her one lesson. Fear is loud, but your future is louder. Weeks passed. Then the email came. "Congratulations. You've been selected." Mira froze, cried, laughed, thanked her past self, because every step that brought her here, every painting, every failure, every letter, was written long before she knew she could do it. On the night before joining her internship, she wrote one last letter in the notebook. "Dear future Mira, if you're reading this, it means you kept going. It means you became the person I dreamed you would be. Thank you for not giving up on me." She closed the notebook softly. She didn't need it the way she once did, but she would keep it forever. Because she understood something now. She had been her own guide all along, her own friend, her own strength, her own future. Sometimes the world won't answer your questions. Sometimes people won't understand your pain. Sometimes life won't show you the way. But inside you, there's a voice quietly whispering, "You can be more. You can rise. You can begin again." And if you ever feel lost, write a letter to your future self, because the person you're becoming is already waiting to guide you.